look at my daughter full makeup, singing She's in Love with an Emo Girl on TikTok, and I didn't have no say nor approval. Hey, what do you think? Do you think this would be cool or not? You know what I mean? And I'm the one that made them cool. But then I'm not asked what's cool from my actual children in America. Like, nah, man. Hey, everybody, I just got off the phone with Kim. I told her to stop antagonizing me with this TikTok thing. I said it's never again. I am her father. I know y'all don't respect fathers and the idea of family, and media tries to promote something. I said I am not allowing my daughter to be used by TikTok, to be used by Disney. I have a say-so. And then when people say, oh, they're going to use this for you in court, I didn't have a say-so on whether or not they went to Sierra Canyon. Most men do not, there's no such thing as 50-50 custody with in society today. That's not even, it always leans towards the mom. But right now, and I'm happy that you guys got to see just a small piece of what I dealt with. You understand what I'm saying?
Alrighty then. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Let's talk. Let's talk some, DDG, Halle Bailey, Kim Kardashian, Kanye. Apparently DDG still got the whole child support thing where restraining order extended supervised visits with his own son. And on the other side of the thing, you got Kim Kardashian, who's saying that, she's a single parent and they haven't seen Kanye West. So you got two different sides of the child support, and we sit here and we have these arguments about child support. The fathers that fight and the fathers that don't fight. The only other thing that you would have is the fathers that fight and give up, right? But thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And at the end of the day, we get into these conversations when about men abandoning a child. And obviously, that the prototype or the prototype or the photo or the poster child of that are black men, which despite, the CDC and some other statistics that say black men are the most involved. And despite knowing the history of child support, it was created because of Brad, not because of black men. And then if you go back and dig a little bit deeper, you go into the welfare scenario where they took, Uncle Sam's handouts to kick the black men out the house. It really ain't brother's fault. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just talking about in general. But in the Kanye West thing, this is what scares me about having children. And the thing about it is your trust is in a woman. That's the thing about it. Your trust is in a woman. And the dangerous thing about that is women change like Michigan weather. Today it can feel like the summer, tomorrow it can feel like a winter. And that's how they are. And it's nothing that you can do about it. One day they may have a dream that you cheated or have a dream that you did something, or they may wake up and feel a certain type of way about you and just, I'm ready to go. Or their friend could just, her boyfriend could have bought her a brand new house and you can't do that for her. And now she want to go out there and see if somebody else can buy her, so she can find somebody else. And at the end of the day, I've heard so many different guys' stories talking about how the wife, they went on a trip and the wife wrote a letter and they left, or the wife took the kids and left, or the wife, so, who really want to join that game, where you paying for her lifestyle, supposed to pay for your child, but you have no autonomy over the child. And that's Kanye West's situation. His problem is he's saying that, and he's been going on this whole thing about, child support and the court being a scam about, how they treat men in court. You got to understand, when you have a child, even if you marry, when you have a child, that child is really the mother's child and Uncle Sam's child. You know what I'm saying? At any given time, she could walk away with you from you. And now you consider the deadbeat. And a lot of women, the crazy thing about it is they target men, right? You could be a good man, you could be a bad man, you could be somewhere in between. They target these particular guys. And think about it, the way women move is very calculated. And you would do something, she'll forgive you for cheating, you know what I'm saying? But she ain't really forgive you, you know what I'm saying? She'll hold on to it. She'll allow you to have a child or get married, and they'll make you pay for it later. Women don't forgive. You know what I'm saying? I done seen, women, their husbands get sick and they dying and they divorce them or they walk away from them. But in their mind, it's probably something that he did years ago that they never forgave. So you got to understand when you cheat on your bitch or, not even just that. When you do something that she deems that she didn't like you did, and a lot of times women will be quiet about it. They don't call it out. They're going to make you pay for that. Even if you didn't, you didn't see it as harmful. And they seen it as harmful, or you said, oh, I like how the way you look in them leggings, but better than that dress. Or whatever. It could be a joke. They can hold something against you and they're going to use it down the line to justify why she left you. And that's just what it is. So when you make a commitment with a child, when you make a commitment to marriage to that point, and you got somebody that really got something against you and they played the long game, and now they're going to use your child to weaponize against you. I mean, who want to play that game? You created something that you don't have any control over. You don't have full control over. That's like, having a child today is like a timeshare. A woman dictate when you see the child, or it's based off how she feel. She can be a crackhead. She could be a dope fiend. She could be homeless, but they're going to take your money and you got to support her lifestyle so she can take care of a child. Who want to do that? So, of course, Kanye West went missing. He has no say so over his children. She got money, but she still want his money. She control when he see the children. He don't control, what he teach the children. He don't control how, what the children wear was a thing with the girl. He don't control anything. So I'm supposed to bankroll something that a woman can tell me when and when I can see it, when I want to use. And then when they get in trouble, when the kids buck up at her or want to fight her or don't respect her no more, then they want to cry to you and say, you need to be here. Or when the child become too out of hand, now at 15, 16, when they don't want to be a parent no more, they want you to come in and step in and do it. To me, it don't make no sense. That's why I say you got to be hard on a woman, because you can't show no sympathy. Even in that scenario, you got to say, figure it out. Figure it out. I agree with how Kanye West is moving. Only mistake he made was he chose to procreate with a whore. I agree with how he moving. But now he's a deadbeat because he didn't let her dictate everything. Like, he didn't let her dictate his life. You gonna tell me how to raise my daughters. You gonna tell me how to raise my children. You gonna tell me what they can or can't do and what they can or can't wear. You gonna tell me when I can and come see them. You gonna tell me, like, I'm a grown ass man. If you want that much autonomy over the children, you can have it. That's why I always told myself, well, I don't think I want children. Like, I'm good on that. Like, I just don't want somebody to have control over me. And I don't want to be that. If it come push to sub, I fuck it. You got it. I'm going to do the Kanye West. I ain't fighting, bro. I ain't fighting. You got it. You got it. And I just hate to be in that scenario because I'm not fighting with you, bro. They got to holler at me when they're 18. That's just the God honest truth. I don't believe in that co-parenting shit. So that's why I kind of like, I'm kind of good on that. But then you look at the DDG side of things. He fighting, right? Clearly she got exposed in court and text message, but it's still a restraining order. He still got to have supervised visits with his son. He can't put his son on camera. She's still controlling what he can and can't do with his own son. Based off how she feels. It ain't about what's best for the child. It ain't about the point that he had, receipts of her acting crazy and trying to harm herself. It don't matter. They want to destroy masculinity. And at that point, I'm not mad at him fighting. I'm not mad at any man that fight to be in their child life, but it's an uphill battle. It's an uphill battle. And you pick up and you drop off for the child. Y'all picking up and dropping off. And she say you did something and now you going to jail. To me, it ain't worth the free. It ain't even worth the hassle having kids. It ain't even worth it no more. It really ain't. It really ain't. These women will flip the script on you. And then what about the man that the man who the woman said he touched his daughters when they was young, and they confronted her and put her on a lie detector to determine she was lying. And what she say? Why didn't you fight harder against the claims? It's like, you know what? Them girls still gonna forget that woman. And I'm gonna tell you this, dog. And I had a homie, bro. I always tell the story. And his father wanted to speak to him and his brother. His brother went, he chose not to go. I ain't press it. I ain't pressing nobody. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't my place to give advice. He didn't ask for advice. But looking back on it, I feel like he should have went to go hear his father's side of the story. Right? But he chose not to. And I like I said, I respected him. You know what I'm saying? But he chose not to go. But looking back at it, I'm like, I think he should have went and heard his side of the story. Because how bitter and how much these women be lying, it's crazy. But that's all I had to say, man. Hit the link in the description. Join the Patreon. Peace.